I basically told myself I'm locking that frog in my hand to get revenge for the first year, and so I was too stubborn to put that frog down.
Welcome back to the Kayak Bass Connection podcast. So we are the official podcast of the Southern Illinois Kayak Club Tournament Trail. We are back tonight to talk about tournament stop number 3. We're halfway through the normal season at Coffeen Lake. So this happened on June 13th, 2026. I am so lucky to have a bunch of great guys and fishermen with me on the podcast tonight. First of all, my co-host, Jeff Shearer. Thank you very much for being here, Jeff.
Yep. Thanks for having me again, Jared. Good to see you, everybody.
Yes. Dalton Williams, winner of the event.
Glad to be back.
96.25. 96.25 inches. And he had the fat fish, the big fish, 21 inches of the event. So you had 2 nice checks to take home. Josh Lincoln had second place at 89 and a quarter. And he almost gave you a run for your money on the big fish. He had a 20 and a half there. So, and then on third place, boy, Wade, we were pulling for you. Wade Habaugh at 88.75 inches. And you had just, you won Crab Orchard. So this was a busy tournament, man. 41 anglers, big tournament for our club, 247 fish that were caught. And here's the crazy stats. 31 anglers had their limit. So 31 out of 41 caught 5. Just judging from the numbers, man, it looked like it was on fire. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I had a fun tournament.
Dalton had good numbers. My bite it hasn't been hot long enough. The bite I was hoping for wasn't quite. I mean, I ain't gonna complain with the numbers, but my bite wasn't quite there. The number of big fish and the number of places I usually catch fish, they weren't there.
Now, Dalton, you had a limit early, didn't you?
I would say by 8 o'clock, 8:30, I had a limit.
Okay. So at that point, you're just.
But it wasn't a very big one. I think it was 78 inches.
Okay.
And I just kept upgrading there and there, inch by inch, basically.
What do you think was the key to getting those upgrades? Was there any like a decision that you made in the morning that, whether it be presentation or location, or without getting too specific, is
fished the lake before, and my first time on that lake, that's when I had that moss on top, and I lost a lot of fish on a frog. And this year I heard that the moss was coming back, so I basically told myself I'm locking that frog in my hand to get revenge for the first year. And so I was too stubborn to put that frog down. Like morning, it was hard to catch a fish till about 8 o'clock. Then after that, it just started picking up after that.
So you really had to work after 8 o'clock to get the bigger numbers on the board. What about you, Wade? Did your day start off fast, or?
I pulled up on my first point and caught 3 keepers in 15 minutes. And then, then I worked my points, and I got them fairly early, but I didn't have any size. I caught an 18 something later in the day, and I couldn't call out 2 16-inch fish.
Yeah, I think you had a 16 and 16 and a quarter at your final 5, which hurt you a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, my bite was bad. It's not there now, but it wasn't bad. I just needed to slow down and work more points, and I might have pulled out a couple bigger fish, but it wasn't going to beat Dalton's fish.
No, Dalton was using a frog. Would you have your most success on, Wade? Would you change it up?
I threw a Texas rig all day. Big worm, throwing it off. I pull into the bank area at the edge of the grass and cast out on the points and bring it back into me. So I really wasn't fishing outside edges of grass. I was fishing the deeper points, but it would have to be a little bit warmer have been hot for longer for that to be any good. I don't know if it's temperature, just like today, it was blazing hot here. If we would have had 2 or 3 weeks on that they pretty much, they stack up on the points. You could pull out there and catch, 3 or 4 good fish on every point.
You're developing quite a reputation to be the expert with Texas rig, right? I mean, that's your go-to from what I remember.
I like it. Well, I mean, I like when I threw a crab. I like a spinnerbait, but that's not what I throw in the summer. But I love a Texas rig, Carolina rig, and Texas rig. I guess I could throw a jig, but I like throwing a Texas rig.
Good way to go.
Yeah, it's amazing a bait that's been used for all these decades. I mean, it's still very effective. So with you talked about using a Carolina rig. Is there anything that you do any differently from a kayak versus a boat trying to throw that ball and chain from
Yeah,
a
be
smaller
careful.
platform?
Be careful not to wrap your big worm around your power pole because that makes a mess when you're casting.
Well,
I didn't backlash, but I caught it on there last week and burnt the crap out of my thumb.
well, that's better than having to spend an hour picking out a backlash.
Yeah. Be sidelined for the game for a little while.
Yeah. Do you like to also use the big worm on your Carolina rigs, or do you do like a creature bait on those?
Throw a Yeah, and I really don't throw any creatures. I throw if I'm Texas rigging, I throw a big Zoom old monster or a Zoom ultra vibe in the big ones,
Mm-hmm.
the magnums. But if I'm Carolina rig, I always throw a straight worm, either whether it's a trick worm or a magnum trick worm. If I'm going to go a little bit more finesse, I'll throw the magnum, a shaky head worm, and Coffeen. I basically throw 3 colors. If it ain't on them 3 colors, I'm not going to catch it.
Oh, that feeling. Dalton, do you have anything else, or did you just stick with that frog all day?
Frog all day. That's all I threw. I think I did throw a chatterbait a little bit. I had one that was probably a 17 come hit it, but it just didn't stay on. But that was basically it.
Do you have a color preference or anything, or did you stick with one all day?
What, the frog?
Yeah, yeah.
I stuck with one the all day, but I think like the white underbelly, I don't know if they could see the frog because of the moss and they're just going after
Yeah, the motion.
what's moving up there.
Pure predators, man. They just want something to eat.
I would think
So-
after on them times when you have a fish blow up on it and you recast back into the same hole, I would think the underbelly color might matter then. But if you don't get them on like
Yeah.
the first try,
Do you have any losses, any bad hookups or anything? Any regrets might have swam away from you?
Last weekend, yeah. Or I guess yesterday, yeah. But I think I fished pretty clean
Wow, with
in the sick tournament. I mean, I lost out 17 on the chatterbait. At the time, I was ticked, but I was calling 17s by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think it would matter. So that'll be
So
the
it's-
only regret.
So it's interesting that we have this tournament we're talking about that happened back on June 13th. We were recording this on the 28th of June, and you both had just fished a second tournament, same body of water. What was the difference? What changed in that body of water?
the moss, it rained right after the Bass Nation tournament. I went to Bass Nation on Sunday. It rained on Monday. And when I went on Tuesday, it was a totally different looking lake. It just melted. It melted probably 50% of the moss or sunk it or wherever it went.
So did your frog bite stay together, Dalton?
It was out. It was very like hit or miss on the frog. I caught 2 of my biggest on a chatterbait fishing the grass edge. I'll be throwing the frog on the grass because it was hard to put that down since it's the sick tournament.
Yeah, you just cast a
So
check, right?
yeah, so I was throwing the frog. Then after I get 2 or 3 casts in with the frog, I hurry up, switch to the chatterbait, cast as far as I can on the grass edge, reel it back, then continue with the frog. About 2 or 3 more times, and I just kept going back and forth.
Trying to cover water, work that grass line best you can.
Yep.
Wade, now you talked about using a Texas rig. So do you have any issues getting through, or do you have to put a really heavy weight on that when you're dealing with a real thick mat?
On the first tournament, the Nation tournament, the moss came out as far as the grass. On the next one, the moss was way back and the grass was out. When I cast right to the edge and bring it in front of it. Like I cast it down or across the point instead of always down it.
Mhm.
But I basically pull up to the grass edge, get back in it just a little bit, and I cast out and bring it back in.
Okay.
So I'm working the point itself. And then when I get to the edge of grass, I was getting bit sometimes, but I was throwing a big worm and a lightweight.
Just enough to keep it on the bottom.
Yeah, and when I get in the grass, I'm basically not going to the bottom. I'm just kind of floating it through it.
Yeah. So you probably don't need much
It'd
weight if you throw in those
No,
big Zoom
it'd be like
monsters or
throwing a
whatever.
Senko in the grass. It'd be just like throwing a Senko in the grass. You know, like it's not going to go to the bottom, but you're going to pull it through, find little holes or.
So you two have been pretty consistent winners through all these tournaments. Tools matter. So you guys both changed kayaks the last couple of years, especially the last year. Dalton, just remind us what you're in.
I'm in a Hobie Outback.
Okay. And Wade is also in a Hobie, right?
I am now, yeah.
In a bigger version, right? Pro Angler, a little bigger kayak.
A Pro Angler 14.
Okay. Now, Jeff, you're in a Hobie as well when you fish,
Yeah,
correct?
Outback. Yeah.
Okay. So what is it about the Hobie system that works well for you guys?
Me personally, I like the convenience of the drive. They seem like a perfect fit for me. Everything's right where I need it to be, easy to accessorize, and I mean I like what Wade has. I wanted a Pro Angler. I looked at the 12 more than the 14, but I don't have room for a trailer, and I didn't want anything any heavier. And I could still lift it up and sling it in the back of the truck pretty easy, and didn't need to get a bed extender or anything. And obviously, Hobie's got competition now with people making better kayaks, but they've kind of been the standard. And I mean, I haven't been disappointed in mine.
So Dalton, you're in the same model, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I like the storage in it because my old one didn't really have any storage in the hull. So that was basically one of my bucket list. Now, from the edge of the kayak to where you put your feet,
Right.
it's deeper than my vibe. So I like
Okay.
that. I took one of the rails off so I can
Oh, yeah.
slide that board at an angle, which is not on top of the rails. So
Okay.
I was hoping to actually put the board all the way in it, but
Yeah.
it's like a 1 inch too big. I asked Kessler, I'm like, hey, can I like shave off an inch? He's like, nope, can't do it. I'm like, all right. But that was the only thing that I wish that the board was just a little bit smaller or the kayak was a little bit bigger, but that was basically it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Same.
Wade, now are you using their pedal system or you have electric propulsion?
Both. I broke my 360 already. The belt and its gear, but I'm just going to use it the way it is until the off season because I don't want to change it. I'm going to take it somewhere else and see if they'll put it in because I heard it's a pain. But so I'm really not. I'm pedaling when I'm gonna pull up, just keep myself in place. But I didn't have an NK300 until I got the Hobie, and I bought it for it. So I do have the motor on the back of this one. Yeah, I can pedal forward. I got it locked in straight and tightened up. But I just can't pedal sideways or back or reverse. I have to use the motor. He was talking about it's not as deep as the Old Town was for me, but it's wider. I can lay my whole board in it side to side and get my board down in the bottom. So I haven't had any fish flip out of this one yet.
Agree with that. I wish, like Dalton said, and that was one of the things of the Pro Angler. You could just lay your board down in the bottom, and I missed that about my Outlaw. I could just keep my bump board down there all day, and not have to worry about anything about where to store it or if something. It was just right there whenever I needed it.
This is more stable than my other one. I feel like I could stand up when I need to. The other one, I just wasn't comfortable with it. I got leg room. I even had room in this one to put a cooler, which I didn't feel like I had in the other one.
Well, I had my first exposure to Hobie products the last couple of weeks. We actually bought a Hobie inflatable,
Yeah, that's
which
right.
has got the 180 drive on it, and I've been really impressed with the drive in the boat itself. It's built. I mean, it's like something that you build for a military use. I mean, it is heavy. It is an inflatable, but I've launched it on a couple of concrete ramps where I've drug it up and everything. There's still no marks on it. I mean, it's tough. So we'll see how that works out. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. I can see what you guys like.
Yeah, mine's taken a beating a few times. I think out there at Banner Marsh, there was apart when you kind of come to where it tees off there on the east side. And if I heard somebody else hit it that second day, we was out there, but there's chunk rock that was, just instantly shallow and, uh, kind of maybe like, my drive, hearing it grind up against there. But I mean, it, took it like a champ. Between that and oyster beds and things like that in Florida, I haven't had any issues with it.
So we're looking at our next tournament is coming up here July 18th, I believe. Anchorage.
Good old Sankers.
What are you looking forward to there?
Going in waypoint and all Dalton spots.
Did you
I mean, I got 2 spots, and I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. I don't know which one's gonna be the right one.
2 spots?
Yep. The problem is I don't know which one to go for, and I don't pre-fish, so it's gonna be a toss-up with a coin to go. It's like either I'm gonna shoot and miss, or I'm gonna shoot and hit.
Yeah. They're too far away from each other to run between, or just gotta
Yeah, I mean,
make a
yeah, I
call.
would say it will take 30 minutes to 45 minutes between the 2. But if I had a motor, it
Yeah,
would be like nothing.
yeah,
You've been getting some pretty big checks lately, so
right.
from your fellow competitors all contributing to your motor fund.
Wade talking about retiring, and we're already contributing to the Dalton Williams retirement fund.
Yeah, no
Yep.
kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
I told him this last weekend he could probably buy a spare Hobie and have a spare.
Just in case.
Right.
Yep.
Spare parts at least. Swap them out.
Yeah. You professionals need to do that.
I do
Hey,
have a spare Hobie drive.
He makes all that money and he don't want to spend the $18 to register, so he won't get a motor.
Yep. Yeah, but then if I buy the $18, then I got to spend another however much for the motor and the batteries.
Well,
It's
that ain't
expensive.
cheap.
Yeah, I saw the batteries on your Hobie. What do you got, like 3 of them? 4 of them?
I got 300. I want to make sure I don't get halfway down Sankers to run out. I got 3.
Oh,
But
don't worry, I don't
they're
think
not
you will.
expensive. I've got, I think it's $600 worth of batteries, maybe, with 300 amp hour batteries under the seat.
You got 300 amp hours under your seat? Holy cow.
I got 100 amp hour because it's 36
Okay.
volt. But I got 150 amp hour up in front.
That last
They
year all
don't need
day.
that much.
At least you got reserves, right? You
Oh
can,
yeah,
Exactly.
I've gone fishing and I run 100% when I'm going to 80%. I can't steer it at 100, but I can run Coffeen. Like I've made the trip from the ramp area to the south end down by the dam. The weekend of our tournament, I think I made 5 or 6 trips down there and back, just working my points. And I got home and plugged it on charger, and I had 50% charge left.
Deal, man.
Okay, so I've got some rapid fire questions. I'm going to do something a little different here. All right, so Dalton, what's the first thing you do in the morning at a tournament after blast off? National anthem ends.
Sit there and wait till lines.
Because you're going to catch them at the ramp.
Start out, I don't know. I usually start with the lure that I'm confident with on that lake. Like I go to one of my best points that I'll basically start what I caught there, like the last time I was there. Coffeen, for example, I went to one of my main points and I started throwing that frog because I knew I caught fish there on a frog, so I just went straight there and started throwing it.
See what happens, right?
Yep.
Jeff, big fish or fast limit? Which would you rather have? Would you rather have a 20-incher come in first thing in the morning, or would you ever catch 5 14-inch fish?
Yeah, no, I'm usually team quality over quantity, so I want that 20 up front. It's a confidence booster, and unfortunately, my fishing days is usually like it's gonna be hard to top that. And every now and then I will, but usually it's like, well, there you go. You probably should have went home right after that, but I'll still take it.
Yeah, at least you'll have a good picture for the day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Get that out of the way.
And I'm just the opposite on that one. I want the 5 quick fish.
Really, to get that stress out of the way, you've got your 5.
I got confidence that I can catch fish. I get once I got 5, I could slow down and throw bigger baits and things like that. I'm always afraid to change up when I don't have 5 yet. Like a big swim bait. If I would have had this weekend, if I'd have had 5, I might have went and threw one. But I won't do that unless I have 5. I stick with the bait, and I'm stubborn. So yeah, I like quick limit.
So what's one thing you'll never do during a tournament because you've learned your lesson?
Throw a buzzbait. I said it at banner. I said it at banner. Throw a buzzbait. Or throw that stupid sea urchin, whatever you want to call it, thing.
Yeah, that seems to be
And
all.
apparently that's what everyone caught him on at Coffeen yesterday.
Really?
I was the
Yeah.
only one up there not saying that.
Wow. Well, what about you, Jeff? What's one thing you never do during a tournament because of lessons learned?
I submit my fish. I mean, I think that was at Sankers last year. I think it was Wade came around asking, everybody got their fish submitted, and I submitted mine to the live well because I did so well the couple days before, and was just, I missed a couple fish too, so I felt like I was kind of finding consistency. But I was like, I'll just put them in the live well for now. I won't do that again. I didn't even find out until the next morning when the standings came. It wouldn't have mattered. I only caught 3, but I was, looking at myself at the very bottom, like, where's my fish? Like, what happened?
They're still alive. Well,
So yeah, lesson learned. But I mean, it's only my second year doing the kayak club, tournaments in person.
Yeah.
Live well.
Yeah, I don't think I will anymore either. So
The only time I use it if there's like no reception and I'm already trying to submit it and it says send to live well because of service,
Right.
then I'll send it in. But then after I send it in, I'll just keep trying to submit it.
smart thing to do, man.
Yeah. Once you get the picture taken, getting the fish uploaded and everything and organizing the photographs is a whole strategy, I think.
What about Jared? What is one thing that Jared will never do on tournament day?
Man, you had to turn the tables on me, didn't
Why
you?
not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
I would say give up because I've done it before. Just throw your hands up. Say, I don't know how I'm beat, right? Not only because it only takes a few minutes to change your day, it takes one nice fish to change my outlook on the day. Even if I didn't get those 5, if I end up coming out of there with a nice fish, like, you got a 21 incher or 20-inch fish, that tells you something. At least you didn't get defeated. So just don't give up, because I've left early before. You paid the money to fish that entire tournament. So
I mean, Josh is a prime example at Kincaid.
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
For sure.
Yep.
Fish in the final minute.
was it 20 seconds or something left?
Yeah,
Darren's pretty good about a last minute fish.
yeah, I know that for a fact.
Last question. Tell us about the fish that you lost that still haunts you to this day.
Wade, start with you. Tell us about the one that got
Otter
away.
Lake. I mean, it wasn't the one that got away. It was the 3 at Otter that
Ooh,
jumped off the board into the water, and 2 on a point that jumped out of the water and came off a crankbait, and I only ended up with 2 fish. I lost 6 fish that day that I actually had hooked, but 3 of them was off my board and into the water.
wow.
I just didn't like you, Wade. I'm sorry. That's a bummer, man.
Yeah,
Rough day.
you know what? They were only 13 inches, but that would have went a long way at Otter.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember seeing the stats from last year. So, yeah,
it was a rough
little bit
one.
would have helped.
All right, Dalton, set the scene for us.
I'll pick the one that hurt me the most. When we were fishing at Crossroads, we went to Banner Marsh and we lost by, I think, 6 inches. And at the very last day, I lost probably a 20 and a half. That would have gave us like an 8-inch upgrade right at the boat. It just jumped straight off. I hooked it with a jig and it basically just shot up straight like a torpedo straight up out of the water. I could have netted it, but I didn't realize it was going to jump straight up so fast.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I think there was like 10 minutes left of the tournament. I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, hopefully that fish didn't really matter. Then going back to the ramp, they're like, oh yeah, we lost by 6 inches. I'm like, of course we did.
Man,
That
tough
one, that
luck.
one probably hurt me the most because I felt like I let myself down, but knowing that I let the whole team down.
That's a kick in the gut.
Yeah, I still get picked on because of it.
You get picked on because you keep beating everybody.
Right.
That's why you get picked on.
We got to give you crap, man.
I
Keep
have a
taking everybody's
question for
money.
everybody.
Yes, sir.
What was For each of you, what was the best tip that you've got? What was the best tip you got from somebody that really, really made a difference?
For me, is to have one confidence bait, and that's just, for me, it's a shaky head. Something that I think that if I'm not catching anything, if I lock it in my hand, I'm probably gonna catch fish.
Be a good one. Yeah.
I was going to say a buddy up in Hannibal, I think, and somebody else. I can't remember if it was, maybe like a yak attack video or something like that, but keeping your net like across your lap with the actual net part like off to your left. It's amazing how
Yeah.
many times that has saved me. It's once or twice during tournament day, but just out personal fishing, put a fish down on the board and, trying to get a picture of it. And of course it slips out. The amount of times
Mhm.
that thing has landed right in the net because I had it there and not in the water is, whatever. It
That's a
doesn't
good
want
one.
me any, it hasn't won me any money or paid me or anything, but it's kept I caught some good fish.
It almost paid you. Didn't you lose one at Banner Dalton?
Yeah. Yeah, that was I think it was a 17 and a half. That would have gave me I think like a 3 or 4 inch jump grade. But, and I mean, I did everything correct, but the only problem I didn't do correct was my net was old, so I had holes in it, like
That's
in
right.
certain areas, and it slipped through right between like the holes. And I went home that night. The next day, I bought a different net. I'm like, yep, because I even thought about it before I went to Banner. Like, I need to buy a new net before I go, and I never got the chance to. Then after that tournament, I'm like, yeah, gonna go buy one now.
Yep. Well, my best tip, I think, came from Jared. I think the first podcast you guys were talking about the phone, and I didn't realize that I could tell the phone to smile and take my picture because I was having a problem holding my phone and pushing my button, and it was taking too long, and my fish were jumping off. And I could just tell it smile, and it would take the picture, and that helped me a lot.
Yeah, those wet fingers, man, will do you in every time.
Right.
At least
Yeah,
for
and
me.
or raindrops, opening all my apps. Yeah, being able to open the phone up, set it there, get my fish on the board, and pick it up quick, tell it, and just smile or whatever word you're using. That made a big difference in getting my quick pictures.
Smart.
Awesome.
Technology, man. It's
Yeah.
great.
It
I know it.
works. Yeah. So we hopefully July 18th we got our next sick tournament. Do you guys have anything you're going to fish between now and then?
I'm going to Sankers Tuesday.
Okay.
I'll probably go Coffeen again and go for more frog fishing because that's becoming one of my favorite lakes to fish.
Really?
But I thought about this week, but it's supposed to be in 94 the entire week.
Yeah. I think it's going to be
So I don't know if
rivers. I'm probably going to try and hit some Missouri rivers that ain't crowded this week while the weekends. Get away from the party
That'd be-
floaters and jet boats and everything.
That's one thing I wish we had more access to more in Illinois, some good river fishing. We don't. So, well, hey, gentlemen, wherever you go, wherever you decide to start chasing fish at for the next couple of weeks before we see you again, wish you a lot of luck. I want to thank everyone that showed up for that big tournament, or just a huge tournament trail show up for the third event. Usually those events, people start dropping off, the summertime is starting to wind up, and still had a huge turnout. So congratulations on all our winners.
Jared, do you want to talk about the big bass or not?
Man, you caught me.
I
Yeah.
know.
Let's talk about it. So what it was, 21.
21. Thanks.
So tell us about the big bass.
I went on this point probably 100 yards on this big point, and I caught two 17s, a 20, and a 21 on it on this 100-yard stretch. The 21 was on the main point, and it hit the frog. And I got in the boat. I had grass all over the place. I didn't know where the fish was. I just kind of netted a area of where the fish was because I couldn't see it because of all the grass. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know it has to be a good size because it blew up good.
Mhm.
And I finally got in the net, and I kept getting the grass out.
It's like
And-
opening a present on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Yeah. And finally I got it all out, and I kept looking, I'm like, that should be like a 20 and a half. Got on the board, I'm like, 20 and 3/4. I'm like, I'm going to push it to a 21 and a half. because I know someone's gonna be nipping on my tails. So yeah, I got it to touch 21, but
So did you pinch the tail and all the good stuff you can do now
yeah,
to
yeah,
make
that
that happen?
saved me.
Did
That
it?
gave me an extra quarter.
As a big bass. What do you think that weighed without the grass?
It was, I think it was 5.5. I think it was 5.56.
So you did scale it?
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. Then I think the 20 was 4.6. Yeah.
Jeez.
Job, man.
Healthy, very healthy fish.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations. That's pretty cool. Frog is something I've thrown a little bit, but just don't have that much confidence. It sounds like you're getting pretty dangerous with one.
Not the first year. I never thrown the frog until the first Coffeen tournament I was with Stick. Then after that, I
Yeah.
locked the frog in my hand ever since then. And I've just been waiting for this day at Coffeen where the grass comes back.
Yeah, definitely the right year for that.
So we need to schedule the next Coffeen tournament in December.
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
no.
Give everybody else a chance, right, Wade?
Dalton, were you throwing is it a popping frog or a walking frog?
It's a walking, I think. I don't even know. I think walking, yeah.
I'll say I've got a few one since I'm usually throwing a spook or starting to like that whatever that mega bass Karishi
Mhm.
kind of subsurface walk now. The thing's pretty interesting. Still trying to learn it, but I've caught a few fish with it. It's fun. But I know the frog bites. You get on one, that's a whole nother world.
It just keeps working. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed listening to our conversation tonight. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So thanks again, everybody, and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yep. See ya.
Have a good day.